Thank you, Sheriff Breeding, and thank you for the great crowd we have here tonight and coming out and being interested in the government. We appreciate that. Thank you very much. Keep in mind, folks, tonight is a special called meeting for the County Commission, so anytime that there's a special called meeting, we can only talk about what's on the agenda. Obviously, tonight that is the budget. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Nothing else can come up tonight, so just want to make sure everyone knows that. And please understand, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just following the rules. That's just how we have to do it, okay? But before we get started, I'm going to ask Sydney to pray here in just a second. But of course, just remember Commissioner Melody Barker, as we keep her in our thoughts and prayers as always. And also, just remember all those who are sick, afflicted, just have things going on in life right now. There's a lot going on. Remember that. A lot of deaths around the community. I'm sure you guys know we had Jim Houston to pass away, a pillar of the community. Just several folks, and it's just, yes, it's just a terrible time right now. And I do want to make mention, and it's okay with him that I do this. We talked, but Jeff Chesney just found out that his wife has been diagnosed with breast cancer. So please keep her in your thoughts and prayers. And Jeff, I think I speak for everyone when I say if you need something, buddy, you let us know, okay? But folks, let's just remember each other in prayers tonight. So with that said, Sydney, would you lead us, please?
Let us pray. Our kind and gracious Heavenly Father, Lord, it's another privilege, Lord, we have, Lord, to call upon your name. God, to bring our burdens, Lord, and our petitions to thee. God, we know you're able to do all things. God, we thank you, Lord, most of all for the plan of salvation, for saving our soul. And not only ours, Father, Lord, but all of us believe. Thank you, Lord, for your mercy and grace and all the wonderful blessings, Lord, that you blessed us with in this life. God, we ask you tonight, Lord, first and foremost, Lord, to remember those that are lost and those that don't know you free pardon of sin. God, I ask you, Lord, to help each and every one of us that have been saved, Lord, to be alive in our communities. Father, Lord, that the lost might see. God, we pray, Lord, for all the sick and afflicted across our land. And to remember Miss Joyce and her family, Lord, we pray, Lord, for a speedy recovery for her. God, I pray, Lord, for Commissioner Chesney and his family, Lord, what they're facing. God, we know, Lord, as we've already said, Lord, we know you're able to do all things. God, we ask you to remember homes where death is coming, Lord. We have many that have lost loved ones across the county. We ask you, Lord, to touch them and bring peace and comfort in the time of sorrow. God, we ask you, Lord, tonight as we come before you, Lord, to help each and every one of us, Lord, to do our very best, Lord, to represent you in a positive manner, Lord, and to do what's right in my sight. And, Lord, we represent you in our county well. God, we love you. We thank you, Lord, for all the wonderful blessings. We ask you, Lord, to forgive us, Lord, if we've failed to come short. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen. Don, would you lead us in the pledge?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you, Sydney. Thank you, Don. All right, next on the agenda is roll call. So, Commissioners, if you will look at your iPads, please, make sure that you log in as you are present. All right, looks like we have 2 commissioners absent, and so we do have a quorum. All right, thank you, folks. All right, number 5 is to approve our budget. But folks, before I go into that, a couple things actually one big thing I want to mention, and this does have to do with the budget tonight, so that's why I want to bring it up. I was just notified, last week, I guess it was Wednesday or Thursday, the local sports complex grant that we applied for, we got it. So that is amazing news for you. Oh yes, absolutely, Marilyn, that's great news. So we were approved for the grant through the state of Tennessee Parks and Recreation, so now we will see a $500,000 project going into the Luttrell area, the Luttrell Industrial Park that it's been for many, many years. Nothing's ever been done with the land, so we received the grant. So we will, phase 1 will include 3 football/soccer fields, concession stands, and all that goes with it. So I'm very, very excited about that. So Commission, thank you for your support on that. And what you have in front of you is just simply an email from the State Department approving us for the grant. So I wanted to share that. But more news to come. But anyway, this is a very exciting time in Union County. I'm so happy that we got that grant. So, with that being said, before we start looking at the grant here, and Amy, I'm going to flip over to my screen for this one. I'm going to have the budget right up here so everybody can see it. Give me just a second to get that pulled over. There we go. All right. And I want to address a couple of rumors for some reason. I don't know why. but our fearless Facebook warriors have been out there saying that we're raising taxes tonight. And big fat X, okay? Raising taxes was never, ever, 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 ever brought up on this budget. I don't know why in the world that people go out and say this stuff, but folks, it wasn't. We present to you tonight a balanced budget. We are in excellent financial shape. Raising taxes was never an issue, never even an option. So folks out there in Facebook land, nope, we wasn't going to do it. And again, folks, if you have questions about the budget, call me. That's all you got to do. Don't listen to rumors. Call me. So again, folks out there in Facebook land, call the mayor if you have any questions. Don't believe everything you read on Facebook. Horrible, horrible. But anyway, moving right along. So since we got that out of the way, there are no taxes aren't going to be raised tonight. Let me make sure this gets pulled up. I do want to let everyone know that we do present to you tonight a balanced budget from the recommendation from the budget committee. Hold on, folks. Let me get it pulled up here. Hold on, folks, bear with me, bear with me. I just want to make sure everybody can see the budget as we go with it. There we go. I knew I kept thinking around for some reason. All right, perfect. There we go. Okay, sorry, folks. Let me get this pulled up, and then we will continue. All right, again, my apologies. So, folks, from the budget committee who met last week, we do present to you a balanced budget. Of course, this is, we are able to balance with funds that are due to go into capital projects due to our fund balance policy. So down at the bottom of the budget here, and I've got this on display for the folks in the audience, but commissioners, you have all the notes down here at the bottom where you can see that Fund 101 changes since the budget was presented to commission. So all those are listed there. Commission, you know what those are. If you want to go into more detail, then I'll be happy to do so. But with that being said, we have a budget here. I'll open up the floor for either a motion, discussion, whatever it may be.
I would like to make a motion to pass the budget as we did it the other night, but I want to add the historical society back in what we gave them last year.
Okay. So we have.
Second. Mr. Chairman. Okay. I already get a motion.
Okay. I'm sorry, I didn't see it up there, Janet. Hold on just a second. All right, so Jody, you have hit the motion before it was on the screen that you want to pass the budget as is that correct? Janet, I do apologize, it was up there and I did not see it, okay? So we do have, let me change over here so everybody can see who's voting and who's not. Let me pop back up again. All right, so we have a motion by Jody Smith, and that is to pass the budget as is that correct? And Kenny, just making sure, did you want to second that motion? Or did you want to? The other one, so you do not wish to second this one, is that correct? Did you take any off? Okay, perfect. So we have a motion on the floor to pass the budget as is. So I'm waiting on a second. Okay, we have a second by Larry Lake. Any discussions? All right.
I'm with Janet on this. I think we ought to add back in the Union County Historical Society with their request. I think they were following the direction of an attorney that told them what they needed to do in order to settle their dispute. I don't think there was any malice or malicious toward the county. I don't think that we should punish that particular group because they do a lot of work for our county in the museum up there. And I don't think we ought to pull their monies from their account. That's my personal opinion on the budget itself.
All right, thank you, Commissioner.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Why can we not amend these on the screen on our tables? Because we've got to amend tab.
You can amend his motion.
And we'll let you do it.
Amend for,
You can amend Jody's motion.
You can't.
I believe it's the person who makes the motion, Sydney, is how we have to amend that. So, okay, another discussion on the table before we vote. Earl, did you have a question?
Yeah,
Comment?
I'm also with Janet on the Historical Society down there because the thing of it is, these people work down there for nothing. They don't get anything. The money that the county gives them, I'm sure is barely enough money to pay their insurance, their light bills, whatever. So, you know, I'm 100% to give them more than what the county gets to take what, so.
Okay. All right, well, as it stands right now, we have, Jody, you have a motion on the floor. Do you wish to stand with your motion?
Absolutely.
All right, sir. So we'll just keep doing discussions and then we'll vote. Okay, so Danny Cook, I see that you're next. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I was going, I appreciate them, I really do. They're talking about a month goes by, somebody on spot wants to know when it's open. I wish there was some way it could be open more, I really do. It's an asset to the county, it's a great museum. I wish there was more music stuff in it, but it's a great museum. And, I mean, I wish there was someone who could do it. Y'all tell me, but that's not.
All right. Sydney, did
Sorry,
you?
I'm stupid.
That's okay. Did you have something else, Sydney? Go
Yes,
ahead.
I had a couple of things. Number one, I'm not for holding the Historical Society hostage with the money. The second thing also is the fire department here in Maynardville and Northeast. Northeast Fire Department asked for an additional $3,000, which would have took them to $25,000 instead of $22,000. And I personally think that we need to give them the $25,000 that they asked for, and I also believe that we need to give the city of Maynardville the money that they asked for the fire department. Here's why. The people we're talking about are taxpaying citizens of this county. And I don't feel like we ought to discriminate against them in any way. I think we ought to do that even though it's going to the city. People in the city pay county property taxes. They don't pay city property taxes. And the third thing I'll ask, and this is more toward the budget, the finance committee. Some of the library board, was anybody contacted by the library board regarding their budget?
Contacted who?
Well, I know she was here, but I'm talking about board members. Because some of the board members had expressed that they would reach out prior to last budget and finance meeting, and I was just curious.
Well, the meeting was run in the paper that we were going over the budget. We should send it back.
Right.
Everybody knew it, library board knew it.
Yeah, but did anybody from the library board contact any budget and finance committee member to discuss it?
There was a lady that left me a message. I don't know her name. She was wanting to talk about the tree reading.
Yeah, Trudy was, she was
And I
sharing.
tried to contact her, we never did make contact.
That's all.
All right, thank you, Sydney. And see if I go in order here. Jody, I think you're next, sir. You want to make a comment?
Anything that I brought up, and I understand the Historical Society, and I have appreciated them. And I never said they did it out of malice. I never said that it was done to drag the county into something. I am fully aware of why. But the reason that I brought up that line item was because regardless of why the county paid for an attorney, that the county did not garner the argument, the county did not garner the lawsuit, but the rest of the taxpayers paid that attorney. And that's the reason I brought it up, because I felt the money was due back to the county to have to pay something that they should have never or could have never been involved in. Regardless of whose attorney recommended and said they had to do this and had to do that. That wasn't the issue. I didn't want to get into that or that side of the issue that they were having. It was just simple, basic what's right for the county in my heart is how I proceeded with that. I simply felt like that the money was spent unnecessarily and should come back to the county. And I just wanted the people to know, I never said that they attacked the county or there was any maliciousness. I didn't say that. I just said that the money left, it needed to come back because it came out of county.
Thank you, sir. No problem. Let's see, Deborah, I think you're next.
Yes, I have one other recommendation for this committee. When we give a department money, we can never take it back from that department. If one of the other elected officials says, I need, and I'm going to use Pam Taylor as an example. She hasn't requested anything. If she came up and requested an extra $20,000 for her department to buy something, we give her that $20,000. Unless we put stipulation on there that this is a one-time deal, it stays in her budget from now on. This was this information was given us by Charlie Curtis, the Commissioner for the state. And he said, be very careful when you give elected officials money, because you cannot pull that back out of their budget. It's in there again the next year, and the following year, and the following year.
Who told you this?
I'm sorry.
Who told you that?
Charlie Curtis from the state.
Unless the budget has a maintenance of effort attached to it, that's not true.
Well, I'm getting to that. I think when we give somebody is the sheriff's department in as a maintenance of effort?
The sheriff's department has a maintenance of effort strictly on the amount of officers that he has, and this is why, simply because, let's say for instance, the budget is not passed. The sheriff's office cannot close down. They still have to provide protection to Union County. So as far as, let's say if he had 20 officers on staff, the only thing we're required to do as a county is to ensure that those officers are paid during that time. But as far as...
And I understand that.
Sure.
I understand that. But if we authorize $330,000, and I don't have a problem giving the sheriff's department some money to compensate their comp time. I don't have a problem with that. It's just that next year, when their budget comes up, that $330,000, whatever, is going to be in their budget for next year. And if they ask for more, we give them more, it's going to keep building. I'm just putting that out there. Do we want to do this as a one-time thing, for one-time payout for this year, and see what next year is? It might be less next year that they need.
Deborah, I'm not trying to argue, but I just don't think that's true.
Well,
I mean, because
we can do that.
And I understand that, but if a department doesn't have a maintenance of effort attached to it, then it doesn't
Well, how
matter.
much is the maintenance of effort for the sheriff's department this year?
It would be simply just the salaries. Now, when you look at comp time and overtime, that's not included, so that's not included at all.
So
It's just
can you
salaries.
separate that for the
It is
amount that we're
separated.
doing?
It is separated. in the
So the
budget.
$330,000 is for the comp time?
No, ma'am, no, not at all. No, I believe the comp time total was 135, something like that. Yes, that was the comp time total. That has nothing to do with the salaries of the other officers. Not
So
at all.
$135,000 for comp,
Yes, ma'am.
correct?
That's correct, yes. Now, the salaries, of course, that's another line. I mean, we can pull it up and look at it if you wish, but yeah.
So if we decided to put the $135,000 in as a one-time payment, maybe next year it would be less. But if we go ahead and leave it in there as $135,000, that will occur every year, every year.
No, it will not. No.
Unless you stipulate it, it will.
No, unless it has a maintenance of effort. That's not the case, Deborah. And I'm not trying to argue with you. That's just fact. But no, that's not how it works. So,
Well, I've stated what I would recommend, so, you know, it's up to the rest of us to decide.
and I had the maintenance of effort here for the sheriff's
I
department.
believe
If someone,
I
sure,
believe
but I
I'm
just,
not contradicting you on that. I'm just saying that, when we were in Murfreesboro, Mr. Curtis told us to be careful about giving monies, and I would say this to any of the county officials. If we give you money to buy something or to, I don't know, take care of your PTO time or whatever, I think we ought to just do it for a one-time budget for this budget year, 21-22. If it comes up and they need more next year, you can budget more next year. But that's my own personal opinion about it.
okay. But again, not contradicting what Deborah's saying. I'm just saying that the maintenance of effort, if you approve the sheriff's budget this year, you do not have to give him the same next year. It's just depending on the salaries of his officers, not overtime or comp time. And am I speaking out of turn here? I mean, that's the maintenance of effort. The school system has a maintenance of effort, the library has a maintenance of effort, and certain offices do to certain things. Am I speaking correctly?
Right.
Okay.
I have a CTAS document here that speaks about all the maintenance of efforts within the county. And for the sheriff's maintenance of effort, it says that the county legislative body is required by law to fund authorized expenses by law for the operation of the sheriff's office, including the salary of all the sheriff's deputies. The county legislation may not adopt a budget that reduces below current level the salaries and the number of employees in the sheriff's office without the consent of the sheriff.
Yes.
That's the maintenance of effort for the sheriff's
So
office.
that is salaries, not this, that does not include comp time and overtime. Okay. All right, let's see. Okay, I don't think we have any more discussion. So folks, here's what's going on.
I'll say something.
Oh, go ahead, Larry.
Well, we started out with the historical society, then we discussed all these other things. You know, I ain't got nothing against the historical society, none of the people care. But other than the county $6,000, I think the school system was sued too. And I believe, how much was their chief?
We're up to 26,000.
You know,
You must have a damn good lawyer. We have a lot of expenses.
you know, that's.
We had to have a survey, we had,
Money
there
to
was a lot of
nonprofits
costs.
and then they turn around and sue the county.
And we did.
Yeah, there certainly was.
All right, let's see, make sure I don't miss anybody. Looks like Larry's the last one, if there's no other comments. All right, so the motion by Commissioner Smith was to approve the budget as is, what you have in front of you, okay? So that being said, Amy, if you'll shift over to a vote, please.
Mr. Mayor, can you clarify how much money we're talking about for the historical society for folks out there?
Yes, ma'am, I believe the request was, make sure I'm correct, on Maryland, was the request $8,000?
The request was
The
$8,000.
request was $8,000.
The original request.
The commission at one time decided to do $7,000, and then the last budget meeting, the motion was made and approved to only give them $2,000. Yes, ma'am. So that is what's in the budget right now, okay? So with that being said, let's go ahead and vote.
Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Chairman,
Okay.
if we don't pass this budget, can we then vote on Janet's motion?
Yes, sir. Well, absolutely. If this motion fails, yes, we can go back and vote
Right
again.
now, we can go back and vote.
Yes, sir. We certainly can. All right, go ahead and vote, folks. Kenny Hill, if you'll Looks like everybody's voted.
Leave it up there.
When you're ready, Amy.
Okay.
It's a tie.
The first time in my term, we have a tie. And you know what happens when there's a tie? Guess who the tiebreaker is? That's me.
How many votes do you
We
have?
gotta show it. It's not showing.
It don't show until he votes.
Did we have any passes or anything? Okay. Yeah, the death stares from Wanda. All right. So we have a tie, and this is to approve the budget as is.
I have a question.
Hold on, folks.
Probably now, 7 special.
Why can you not amend the motion?
They don't make no difference.
You should have amended the motion.
All right, and folks, I voted no on this budget because there's some things that I think we should look at too, so I vote no. So the budget is going back for another approval. Now, I didn't say what I didn't disagree with, but there are some things that I would disagree with. So, with that being said, we can open up the floor again for another motion on this, for any other changes that need to be made to the,
I got a question.
You gotta have nine.
well, hold on.
The tie was 7-7. So you made
It, budget is simple majority though, correct?
No.
You gotta have nine
No, all budgets, you gotta have 2/3 vote.
Budget simple majority.
Fail to receive 2/3 of the full membership is plain and simple up here. You gotta have 2/3.
Yeah.
And it's based on the total number of commissioners.
That are here, yes, I understand that.
But you gotta have 9 votes.
But that is 2/3 of the commission that is here though, is that not correct?
No, it's 2/3 of the commission.
It's counting the ones that's not here. You
I
gotta
ain't lost. I think they talk about that part. Unless you got a commissioner that is dismissed,
Right,
that's the only way you can do it.
right,
If you have
Dennis.
16 commissioners, you gotta have 9 votes.
That's right.
Period.
That's right. It's 2/3 of it's a constitutional majority.
And I believe it's 12 votes for 2/3.
Yeah.
What's the problem?
But can we make it
No, it has to be on the, starting that one.
The attorney is out of town. I'll tell you what, folks, can we take a 5-minute recess? And again, I apologize, this has never happened, okay? The county attorney is out of town. I can call him. He told me to give him a call if I have a question. Let me call him and see what's going on, okay?
While you're at it, will you ask him why this motion could not be amended? Because under Robert's Rules of Order, which I think this body goes by, that original motion should have been able to be amended.
Unfortunately, the Union County Commission has never accepted Robert's Rules of Order, so there you go.
Okay.
There you go. Folks, give me 5 minutes, let me call the attorney.
Well, maybe you should.
Until it fails, That's right.
Well, lots of things come to light.
So exactly what are the rules?
So,
We have.
I'm sorry. One didn't request it.
Okay, regardless. All right, thank you, David. All right, folks, per the county attorney, and again, I apologize for all the issues tonight, but per the county attorney, we can vote on the budget tonight, but we do have to have 9 votes to approve. So basically, that vote is gone anyway, so we just need to start over, okay? So we have to have 9 votes in order to pass the budget. So that being said, I can open the floor back up again. I know once Jody made his motion, we had Janet to make one and a different one. So at this time, I'll open the floor back up for any other motions that you would wish to do to change the budget, whatever that may be. So, hold on just a second. Let's get everything worked back out. Amy, give me a second. Amy's working. So 9 votes will pass the budget, folks. 9 votes.
This motion, John.
Yes, sir. We'll do another one. Yeah. Let's get everything worked up here. Okay. All right, Earl, before I let you speak, it looks like we have a motion on the floor by Danny Cook. Danny, what's your motion, sir?
Make a motion to approve the budget, add back the historical society and minor football.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor to pass the budget with the Historical Society getting their amount, which is $7,000, is that correct? That would be what was approved, $7,000, is that right? And also, Danny, you said $10,000 to Manorville Fire Department, is that correct, sir? Okay, and then, Bill, there was a second on that, are you okay with that second?
I didn't know the Maryland Fire Department was gonna be on that.
You can rescind if you wish to.
Does that include the other fire departments, the extra money they asked for?
As of right now, it's just Manorville Fire Department, unless Mr. Cook would like to amend his motion, but that's.
I learned something, they all got minor was on one day.
They didn't get nothing like it. They didn't get nothing.
The rest of them, Danny got 22,000. Yes, Paulette got nothing, Manorville nothing. Northeast asked for 3,000 additional, but as of right now, it's just 22 to all of them except Paulette.
So mine was 15.
Yes, sir. And then Northeast asked for additional 3.
I understand.
Okay, so let it stand the way it is. Do you still want to second that motion?
Yeah.
Okay. We have a motion and a second. Discussion, Earl Cox, go ahead, sir.
My point on the main fire department is, they asked for a donation, $10,000.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I brought this up here a few weeks ago with the city manager. And when I talked about that, the article that was in Union County News was that the city of Maynard couldn't take their fire truck out of the city. Has that ever been resolved?
Yes.
When Danny Smith sat back here and said, hey, yeah, it's on the.
I mean,
The first due engine cannot leave the city, it has to maintain coverage for the city. The rest of the fire trucks can go anywhere we can lay it out.
Well, you all had it, that you couldn't take it out.
No, it's just the first out. It's always been the first out engine. So that main was constantly covered with fire coverage, because it's the county city.
Well, I think we could probably get the Union News leader a copy of that for Mr. Ryan at that time, the city manager, and you couldn't take the bar pigeon out of the city of Manning.
Not the first house, not the first house.
I don't know
But
what the
we've got
first house
other
was.
trucks that are
But
like that.
I have a problem with that because this money we're giving away, our taxpayers' money, regardless of what anybody thinks. Okay, if we start giving, the city of Maynard $10,000 donation, when you all just bought a $500,000 fire truck, you know, I just don't like
But
that.
that fire truck covers the county too.
Well, I don't know about that, but the resolution that you all had was that the city fire trucks could not go out to bid.
No, it's just the
And
first
David
house.
Smith
It's just the
sat back
first
there
house.
and confirmed that.
It's just the first house.
So,
I've lived in it for 28 years.
well, I don't know about that. I'm not arguing point, we've been there how long, but that was what.
Mr. Chairman, we're out of scope of discussion.
Anybody else before we vote? All right, folks, you have a motion. Everybody understands the motion? No.
It's right there. The motion would be to approve with the $7,000 to the Historical Society and the Mayor's Fire Department, $10,000.
Any more questions?
Anything else from item side?
Yes, sir. That's correct.
How did the Historical Society and the Main Fire Department get into the same category? How?
All right, folks, let's vote. Are you kidding me? Folks, here's the thing though, if I vote, it's still not enough to pass, so we're still stuck.
I agree.
Folks, again, I'm voting no on here because again, it doesn't matter, we have to have 9 votes. All right, we can look again. Amy just reset everything.
I will make a motion to give the Historical Society the $7,000 they had in the budget. That's it. Approve the budget as is.
Okay, hold on, let's let Amy get everything together. Yeah, just these.
And the reason I'm doing that, we give the city of Maryland $260,000 in the last month. One of them was for the water project, and one of them was for the sewer project. And they got $600-some thousand to cover.
Both of those projects, good.
You love me.
All right, so we have a motion on the floor.
Okay, who made
All right,
it?
Larry, will you press motion, please? Okay, Larry has made a motion. Do I have a second to that motion? Okay, Janet is seconding. Okay, Larry, you've already spoke. Jeff, do you have something to say before we vote?
Yeah, I don't see why we can't give the city minor $10,000. Because we give all these other departments their money we're talking about. And I served as a firefighter here, as a volunteer for 20-something years. And it's hard for them to make their budget meet, with the fire department, and the extra $10,000 to go a long way.
Okay. All right, thank you, sir. Mr. Lady, you wish to amend your motion? No? All right, we have a motion, we have a second. No other questions? Nope. All right, go ahead and vote.
Are you voting on the full budget?
Yes, sir.
You're not going to line out?
This is full budget.
Well, I might pass it. But then don't you worry about it.
Motion carries, folks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well.
No,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
there's just 8.
We have to have 9.
But Jason, you're not part of the full county court.
Correct, but since we have a 16-member court, we have to have 9.
Nine.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Even though Joyce and Jeff are not here, we still
That's
have to have 9 in favor, okay? All right, we still have a budget that's not passed. We can go back and look at other motions. Amy, if you'll erase that one, and we'll open up. Right.
Can I ask a question? How come it says passed by the majority vote?
Because that's the way the system is set up, but by rules, and again, I contacted the attorney, this has to be, if it's a 16-member commission, it has to be the majority, regardless if they're here or not. It still has to be the majority of 9, okay?
Thank you.
You're very welcome. All right, folks, so we'll erase this. We've got a budget right here in front. If there's anything I can bring up and talk about, I'll be happy to. Any questions?
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir. Okay.
I will respectfully, because I don't want to hurt feelings, I'm going against how I believe it should be. And I don't normally do that. But I do want this commission to know I'm not doing it to hurry to get this budget through. I do believe that money was spent unnecessarily out of county money. I'll never change my mind about that. But I do know the value of the Historical Society. I wasn't trying to hurt them. I believe they had plenty of money. I don't, and I will want to audit them there because if we give them this money, we're due and all. But I'm going to rescind my, and everybody else do what you want to do, but I'm the one that brought it up. Just to be amicable and not waste more county resources. I'm going to rescind my request to take their money out. And I will make the motion that we give the Historical Society their $7,000. And I'll promise you I'm not doing it for favor of anybody. But I also want to recommend that if we do that, we give Northeast their, was it 3,000 they requested? And we give Landerville their 10. That's the only way I see to do it. If we're going to waste out, and I should apologize, I should not waste. If we're going to give out this special request, these other special requests need to come, and I'm more in favor of the 3,000 to Northeast. That money, let's just, maybe I'm talking too much of my thoughts, but I am going to rescind about what I have felt and still believe to be true about the Historical Society. But it's just so many other commissioners are for them having that money. So I'll try not to go much further against them.
That's fine, sir. And just I'm going to read the motion just to make sure.
Don't read everything I said.
Well, Amy typed it all. No. All right, here's the motion made by Commissioner Shinn. Give the Historical Society their $7,000 they requested. Give Northeast Union Fire Department their additional $3,000. And give Manorville Fire Department their requested $10,000. Is that correct, sir?
That is correct.
All right, it looks like we have a second by, was there a second by Sidney? Yes. All right, and we have some comments here, and we'll do the comments before we vote. So Earl, did you have something else to say?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I'm not knocking Manorville for getting the $10,000, but this is the point. You're giving Northeast, and that's in my district, $3,000. What's the wrong with local, Sharp Chapel, and all those? Is it because they didn't ask for anything, or is that the deal?
And I don't know the views of the other commissioners, but Northeast asked for an additional $3,000. So
They did, I know they did 22.
Yeah.
That's how I asked for already.
But also, I want to clarify that the city of Manorville, that these fire trucks will go outside the city. I don't want one to come in here and say they do, and then we had the fire chief sitting back here and said, no, we can't do it. We had the new manager back here that didn't know anything about it. And I'm also like Larry, we gave them $225,000. Then we give them another $45,000 at that time, then 10 more, I think I can figure out about $375,000. And,
And keep in mind, I just want to make sure everybody understands, the money that you're talking about is out of grant funds. Those monies are not coming out of 101, okay? So the money that we've given, the only thing that would be coming out of 101 would be the 10,000. So I just want to clarify that, but you are correct, yes, that is right.
well, I mean, I
Yes.
think that's only fair.
Sure.
If not, if that's the case, then I'd rather take that 10,000 and divide it between the rest of it in the county.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes,
that?
sir, absolutely.
And also, the money that you're talking about, it's still taxpayer money. It don't make no difference who we got it.
Sure, but it's not coming out of Union County
I
101.
understand that it's
Yes,
not coming out of the tax rate, we do it now.
yes.
But, yeah, like I say, I'm not knocking the city of Manville. They need $10,000, which I really don't. But, you know, I mean,
Sure, that's your opinion, sir, absolutely, that's fine. So, all right. Okay, 2, Jody, did you want to speak to? No, no problem, we'll move right on.
That's all I said, don't let them go.
Janet Holloway, you're next. All right, Janet's got the floor, folks, go ahead, Janet.
Well, I'm just wondering why you think that we need to give Northeast 3 more thousand than we do the rest of them?
you talking to me?
I'm sorry.
Why do you think we need to give Northeast Fire Department 3 more thousand than we do the rest of them?
They requested it, they're
They did
trying to
request
speak
it. And the other ones didn't, that's what I was
It's
talking
for
about.
the liability.
If I understood correctly, I believe they're trying to find a year. And find, do we have a representative from
We're
Northeast?
going to buy a new year for
They,
them.
I believe the new director of insurance is going to,
Yes.
Okay, and I
I
apologize.
believe that, I believe, you can imagine when the new vehicles we should have like
All right, Janet, are you finished? Okay, thank you. Becky Muncy, go ahead.
I just wanted to say that I don't have any hard things against the Historical Society. I think you do great work. Like Jody, did not really understand the attorney's fees, but it's my understanding now that the funding they receive from the county will be from hotel tax instead of taxpayers' revenue.
Yes, ma'am, I believe, make sure that I'm right, and Sydney, you're shaking your head, make sure I got this right. This will be the Opry, Historical Society, and the Heritage Festival will be coming from hotel motel. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes. All right, let's say, all right.
One more
That's it.
thing, if you bring that out of the hotel motel tax, then the fire department is a separate thing.
But the fire departments, that money cannot be used for tourism. Hotel motel is just for tourism, so we cannot fund the fire departments out of that.
You're not.
No, absolutely not. No, that comes out of 101. Okay, I see nothing else. Everybody knows what the motion is. Motion's on the floor. Go ahead and vote, folks. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have passed the budget, folks. All right, budget has been passed. All right, so since we have passed the budget, now we have resolutions that we must pass that go along with the budget. So the first one, number 6, is the tax levy. And folks, I'm gonna put this up on screen just so everyone knows what this looks like. And then we'll go right back and vote on it. Give me just a second.
You got my stuff, didn't you?
Lord, I'm fixing.
You didn't want to hear me, did you?
No.
Goodbye, brother.
All right, folks, if you look at the screen, and commissioners, you have this in front of you too, this is the tax levy, and basically what this means is, as the budget has been approved, and everything that's approved tonight will not affect this at all, is that correct?
Not the levy, but the other two resolutions.
Yes, ma'am, and we'll correct those as we go. So the tax levy, as you can see, this is basically, Union County has a tax rate of 2.139999, so we say 2.14. This is where your money's going, folks, so everybody can see that, how much goes to general ambulance all the way down to equal to 2.13. So, this is the tax levy that will support the budget that you guys have just passed. So, with that being said, I will open up the floor for a motion to accept the tax levy. Oh, I'm sorry. We have a motion by Deborah and a second by Sydney. My apologies. Any questions? And folks, I'm having to flip back and forth so you can see the vote. Give me just a second, but we have a motion and a second. Larry, do you have something to say, or?
No, I didn't push
I
that.
don't think they're up there, that's been up there.
You didn't push that? I didn't push that. I have got something to say, but I can say.
All right. Go ahead and vote, folks. Motion carried. All right, folks. Next is to approve the appropriations resolution. Now, folks, we will have to change this. So I'm going to pull this up just so it's transparent. Everyone can see exactly what we're changing here. All right, the appropriations resolution basically says this is what we're going to give to each department. So, let's go down through here, and we have made changes. Make sure that I'm right on this. Let's see, we amended, and what did we amend on this one that we need to change?
54,310 is your fire control, fire prevention control. It's listed here at 71,000. It'll have to be
Yes.
raised to 84,000 to cover the 10,000 and 3,000 that was just voted on.
Okay,
So
folks, if you can see right here where my mouse is on the screen, 54,310 is fire prevention. This is set at 71,000 with the budget that you just passed. That's going to be, say it again, Ann?
84,000.
84,000.
And then 58,400, which is our nonprofit contribution, will need to be changed by $5,000, and so that'll be 142,272.
Okay, and what's the function on that again?
58,400.
58,400. Okay, 58,400 contributions to other agencies that will be adjusted to per the budget that you guys just passed. So you have two changes on the appropriations, and again, that's just reflecting what was passed on the budget. So, nonprofit again was what, Ann? Would you give me the total, please?
142,272. It's 5,000 above what's listed.
Thank you. All right, do we have a motion? Motion by Gary Eaglin, second by Deborah Keck. Any questions? If not, go ahead and vote. Larry and Don, waiting on you guys. Okay, motion carries. All right, then the next one is the nonprofit resolution.
That also needs to be amended.
Let me get that pulled up. All right, folks, and this is a nonprofit resolution, and essentially, and I want to show the audience this too. This is what Union County gives away every year as far as contributions. So let that pop up in just a second. We will need to change fire prevention. The first one there is 71,000, so we need to add an extra 13,000 to that. Is that correct, Ann? So that's going to be $84,000. So if you want to correct that on your resolution. So again, 84,000 for fire prevention. Let's see, and even though these are listed here, as far as like the Historical Society, that still is coming out of hotel motel.
That's correct. Right.
Okay, so folks, keep in mind that just because it's listed here doesn't mean it's coming straight out of our contributions. This is coming out of hotel motel. And before we vote, nothing else needs to be changed. Is that
The
correct?
Historical Society needs to be changed from 2,000 to 7,000.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for that. So sorry, Historical Society goes up to 7,000.
And then the total underneath that is going to be 142,272, the subtotal for the contributions. And the total contributions be 248,272.
Okay, so $248,000, folks, that's what we are giving away in contributions.
Can I ask a question? Which ones are we putting under the motel?
Yes, ma'am, we will be giving the Opry Heritage Festival and Historical Society. Those will be coming out of Hotel Motel.
And the chamber comes up.
Yes, the chamber, yes, sir. The chamber comes out, and if you guys can see, the chambers comes out of that, but that is per resolution that you guys get that they get the 80% of Hotel Motel from the prior year. Okay? Any questions? I think we've got everything ready to go. We have a motion by Gary England. Get back over. All right, second by Deborah. Any questions? And ma'am, I'm not trying to ignore you, but in a special call meeting, I'm not supposed to let the audience have any comments. So, make it, go ahead.
I'd like to know, I just have a question. Do the librarians receive the 1.2% cost of living or not?
No, ma'am. As of right now, they do not. No, the commission granted them their maintenance of effort from last year, which is exactly the same as they received from last year.
So there's not anything at all from the county, not a 1.2% raise?
What's in the budget right now? No, ma'am.
Why is that?
Well, that's the decision of the commission, and also library employees are not technically employees of the county, so that's why that motion was made, that they are only to receive the MOE that they received last year.
Okay, I'll follow.
Oh, no problem. All right, so we have a motion by Gary, second by Deborah. If no other questions, go ahead and vote, folks. Waiting on Amy. Amy, what are you doing? I'm kidding, Amy's great. Okay, motion carried. All right, folks. Looks like we went through everything on the agenda. The budget has been passed, so the next time that the county commission will convene will be June the 28th at their regular meeting at 7 o'clock. Keep in mind also, budget committee members, the budget committee will meet before county commission, okay? So again, budget committee will meet before county commission on the 28th to approve any transfers, okay? Do I have a motion to adjourn? Motion by Bill, second by Deborah. Everybody have a great night.
Thank you.